Hi, Year 11. This video is going to introduce you to the kidney in terms of its generalized structure. Now, when you look at a kidney, it's a kind of a small brownish organ. It's got two layers when you begin to cut into it. So you've got an outer brown cortex and an inner pink medulla. When we think about the kidney, when we talk about what it does, it functions as the blood's filtration system and as a water balancing system. So it's removing metabolic wastes that are going to be excreted. Now, blood will enter the kidneys via the renal artery and it will exit the kidneys via the renal vein. And when we get into the actual kidney itself, there are some very fancy structures in there called nephrons, and the nephron is going to get its own video. And they do the hard yards. They're the part of the kidney that act as the functional unit, and they ultimately produce the urine. That urine is going to be transported from the kidneys to the ureter, where it will be stored in the bladder before it is excreted. So it goes in there and it's stored until you don't need it anymore. Um, I mentioned that it contains nephrons. Those nephrons, basically, their function in very simple terms is to filter the blood and to eliminate wastes. And that the big idea about all of that means that the blood that enters the kidney, what it's made of, its composition, is going to differ to the blood that leaves the kidney and have a different composition. So when we think about the blood in the renal vein, the stuff that's leaving the kidney, how does it compare to the stuff that came in? Well, it will have less urea because large amounts will have been removed in that nephron, and that will have been involved in making the urine. There'll be less water and there'll be less salts because they've been removed. And but the amount to which those will be removed will really depend on how much water and how much salt you had in your body. You don't want to take away too much if you're in need of those things. They're in shortage. There'll be less glucose and oxygen, not because they've been eliminated or removed, but for the kidney to do its job, it's got to have a significant supply of glucose and oxygen for it to do respiration, for it to generate energy, for it to be able to fuel all its various metabolic reactions. And it will have the blood coming away in that renal vein will have more carbon dioxide because the kidneys will have produced that as a byproduct of their metabolic waste. Anyway, subsequent videos will go into the nephron in significantly more detail.